Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the episode of Jerry What the What Dymond. This is podcast number 51. Tonight, my guest is a very funny guy. He's on podcast as well. He's all over. He's over the Comedy Works. He's all over the Funny Bones. Even here at Lark Tavern tonight. The very funny Mr. Ryan Anderson. How you doing, my friend?
Hi.
Thank you for coming on my podcast. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself in podcast land.
Like Jerry said, I have my own podcast. I actually kind of run a podcast network. Technically, if you have two shows, that's a network, right?
Right.
So I run a show that I host called the Right Idea Workshop. And I also produce a show for another comedian, Chris O'Leary, called Radio Leary.
Yes, I've seen that. That's pretty good. I like that.
They're both very different breeds of podcasts. His show is a bit more political.
Yes.
Because it's Chris.
Yeah, he's a very political guy.
And mine is very nerdy and all about the process of writing for the most part.
Well, I've seen both yours, and I think they're pretty fascinating. And you know,
you've been on my show.
Yes, I have. I've done your show, as a matter of fact, and it was a great time. I enjoyed being on it, and maybe be on it again sometime. Who knows?
Yeah.
What got you going? Who inspired you to do comedy?
Who inspired me to do comedy?
Yes.
I don't. That's a good question. I guess probably way back it was Dave Attell. That was one of the first comedy CDs I had listened to was Dave Attell.
Oh, wow.
And he's just, or at least back then, he's so quick-witted and vulgar, while at the same time buying it back all the time. I never had laughed so hard as a kid. The only time I ever laughed as hard was at the atomic bomb scene in Terminator 2.
Yes.
Which supposedly is the most realistic depiction of an atomic bomb ever filmed. And I laughed at that, so I don't know what that says about me.
No, I did too. I thought it was pretty funny. Dave Attell is a very talented comedian. I love his stuff. He's really funny. I see your own podcast. And what's the name of your podcast again?
The Right Idea Workshop.
All right, that's it up, folks. I see you studied English at Moorhead State University, 2010. You're also 2009 Hudson Valley.
I took a class at Hudson Valley for the summer. But no, I went to Moorhead State University for college for 5 years to get a double major in English and art.
Really? Was you planning on being a teacher? Was that your goal, or just something to kill time?
I wanted to do comic books, and I still want to do comic books, and I have a web comic that I need to update desperately.
Okay.
But it's not going at the moment. So
well, you're a very busy man. You got a lot going. You know, a show coming up, and we'll talk about later on. And you got your podcast. You're a very busy person.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing stand-up now?
This will be coming up on a little over 5 years consistently.
Beautiful.
I started way back in high school and then didn't do it for 5 years.
Was you ever in any talent shows in school, in high school?
No. We had coffee houses, and my friends would end up hosting it, so I got to do 5-10 minutes of stand-up.
What'd you think of that? Was that pretty amazing?
Yeah, that's what got me the bug.
Get the ball rolling, huh?
And then I tried to do it in college, but my college town in Moorhead, Kentucky, didn't really have any real means for a stand-up scene, so it just kind of fizzled out until I could move to Cincinnati.
It happens. Oh, really? Moved from Cincinnati, really?
Yeah, from college I moved up to Cincinnati, and that's where I got back into stand-up.
Oh, cool. Why comedy?
Because it's the easiest way of self-expression that is also gratifying and keeps me from killing myself.
You and me both, my friend. How much writing do you do a day? Or do you do a week, average about?
I try to write every day. Sometimes are more fruitful than others. And I've been, with the advent of Lyft in this area, I've been able to hit a lot more mics. So I think it's getting better. Oh, yeah. People can tell me.
Well, yeah, no, you are getting better. And the thing is, and even Rich Williams says in the class we took back at the Comedy Works this past summer, you have to do it every day in order to get better. You have to write every day. You have to rehearse. You got to go out and give it a shot. And Also, you gotta know your audience. You know, you have to know your audience, because without that, you don't know your audience, you're not gonna do well. You know, but you gotta keep practice makes perfect. That's what we always talk. Practice makes perfect. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Where do you get your material from?
The Dark Lord Satan. Not all of it, but a good portion of it. No, I don't know. My brain is messed up, and some things happen.
Right.
Because I don't really do life material.
Oh no.
Life is kind of boring.
Really?
Or at least mine is right now. So
You should hang around me, and you'll be a lot more interesting. You hang around me, I guarantee you.
I like making stuff up. It's fun.
That's okay. Hey, comedy says some should be truthful, some should be, you know, not truthful, and then you combine them together, make them funny, and that's what happens. That's what makes it a good comment. So, you get the podcast, you listen to music? Music? What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to everything except country, which I'm sure you hear a lot.
Yes. Why do you hate country? What is it about country you don't like?
I don't like most recent country a lot because it's all the same. Like literally, there was last year, somebody compiled all the biggest country hits for that year and played them side by side, and they all have the same chord progression, talked about the same thing.
You notice that too, huh?
Yeah. And
so
I'm
you prefer the old country music, like Willie Nelson, Kenny Rogers, and
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. I love this stuff.
Johnny Cash, yeah, I like Johnny Cash because he was kind of
he was a real deal.
Yeah. And who is it? Hank Williams?
Yep.
Hank Williams. I like Hank III.
Hank Williams Jr.
I didn't listen to Hank Williams Jr., but Hank III he's more of a like punky
yes.
country boy,
yes,
and I liked him. But that's about the most of my country music.
Like a lot of people are like that. Some people they prefer the old country compared to new country. Some like the new country. It's a vice versa thing. It's
My parents tried to raise me on Garth Brooks and Alabama and some stuff like that, but it didn't take.
Did you hear the one with Ron White from Blue Collar Tour? The thing about Garth Brooks about going camping.
No.
Have you ever seen Blue Collar tape or Blue Collar?
I watched. Back when they were first doing that, I used to also really like Ron White, and then I realized that he's been doing the same material for like 30 years now.
He's been drinking and smoking all night.
Yeah,
he's coming to the Palace Theater, I think, next month, next week or two. He's coming.
That's cool. I'd be very interested if he's doing something new.
Do you read books?
Yes.
What's your favorite book?
Ever? Probably The Dilbert Principle, which is a book by Scott Adams, the guy who wrote and drew Dilbert, and it's a book all about subverting expectations for the most part, and that was like my Bible in middle school.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Cool. So do you read a lot of nonfiction, or do you read a lot of fiction books?
Lately, I've been reading more nonfiction. I prefer fiction, like sci-fi and stuff like that, but lately I've been reading a lot of biographies and self-help and things of that nature. Sobriety will do that. You read a lot. Read a lot of self-help books.
Do you play video games? Any kind of games?
I play one video game continuously, over and over.
What game is that?
It's called Persona 5, and it's a Japanese RPG.
Okay.
And it's way too complicated to explain.
It's a long chapter. We ain't got that kind of time here.
See, even the camera didn't.
Look at that. The camera didn't want to hear that. The camera got a little. Now we don't want to hear this. Do you ever watch any movies? Any kind of movies you watch?
Yeah. I like horror movies. I like comedies. I like sci-fi.
What's your best comedy movie you like?
My favorite as of late would have been The Big Sick.
Okay.
Kumail Nanjiani and Emily Gordon wrote it, and Kumail Nanjiani is a really big stand-up comic.
Yep.
In that movie, I nearly pissed myself watching it in the theater, which hasn't happened in a long time.
Do you watch TV shows? Any particular TV shows you watch?
Not really. I watch YouTube more than I watch.
Oh, do you?
Than I watch TV. Yeah.
Have you seen that crazy Jerry Dymond's YouTube channel?
I have now.
You heard it, folks. He has now. I said, wrote down some things that like to your profile thing. I do it with everybody. So, and it's just a favorite quote you like by different artists here. This one quote does not by wrath does one kill, but by laughter. By Friedrich Nietzsche. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Friedrich Nietzsche is a nihilist philosopher.
Okay.
And he kind of invented nihilism, which is, some would argue, a dark way of viewing the world.
Oh, wow.
But it's really not. It's just fatalist.
Okay.
I don't know if you really want to have a philosophical argument on.
Listen, this is a podcast. Anything goes in these things. There's no right or wrong answers. There's no,
Well, I put it on my profile back in 2000 something when I first got Facebook because it was the most interesting quote to me at the time.
Right.
And it reminded me of the Joker from Batman.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's a good quote.
Another one I wrote down. I'm gonna fuck up your sandwiches by Jason
Roberts.
Okay, what's that about?
My friend Jason, he, we were part of, in high school, I was in a film troupe group, and we filmed skits and stuff, and your camera's escaping again. And
Doesn't want to go. Stay right here, folks.
Yeah.
Come on, there we go. Play nice.
I know. It's not the most entertaining story.
No,
but
that's okay. Camera has attitude today.
it's all good.
There we go. Okay.
But, so yeah, I have film experience, and
Do you really? Did you do film in school? Was you like a film critic in school? Did you do a lot of? Because to me, you look like a person that did a lot of film, that do like run the movies or even do play act certain things for philosophy plays and stuff like that.
Every year at my college there is a film competition, a weekend film competition. They give you a camera, some stuff like plots, lines you have to use, some character names you have to use, and you have pretty much 24 hours to film it, and then edit it, and then submit it for review on the following Monday.
Oh wow!
And I used to do that every year. And in high school, my friends and I made a lot of short skits called Fistful of Films. Those are still up on YouTube.
Oh, are they?
And if you ever want to see me with hair, that's a good place to check those out.
Now, that's good though. I think that's really good because it's important to people know that what you're into and what you like to do and don't like to do and what your character's about. And I think film is a big thing. And I wish I got into film more when I was in school, but I didn't. I was just a nerd and I just did class clown, idiot, I didn't care much. But I'm older now and I realize I should have did this shit a long time ago, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, there's one more quote I'm going to read here. I came to the world with nothing and I leave with nothing but love. Everything else is just borrowed. The streets.
That's from a rap artist named The Streets.
Is that the name of the song?
The song is Everything Is Just Borrowed.
Okay.
And the line is the chorus from that song. And that's kind of a worldview.
Okay.
I don't put much stock in things you can buy or own or have. That's another reason I like stand-up, because it's an experience you're getting other people. And I get laughter from it, and they get to laugh at things I say, and it's a nice cyclical exchange where I don't feel like I owe people money afterwards.
Right. Now, if you couldn't do comedy, what would you do? What other field would you be interested in doing?
Writing.
Why? Writing?
Writing.
Just be a writer?
Writing and drawing, but I'm still trying to do those while doing comedy, so
it's not an easy task because drawing has a lot of art and it takes a lot of concentration and hard work, dedication, just like comedy.
Yep.
Comedy's a form of art as well, and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication and a lot of writing to do, and I realize that now too, and I do a lot of writing and stuff. As a matter of fact, I just started to write a book. Hopefully by next year it'll be done.
Cool.
The name of the title I'm embarrassed to say is You're Never Too Late to Be Funny. Okay. I'm older, and I started late in comedy, like some other comedians have done in the past, like Phyllis Diller, Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
So I'm a latecomer into the field of comedy, but I love doing it, and I enjoy doing it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest regret is I wish I'd done it years ago, but back then in the day, we didn't have no computers or technology. That computer was just coming out back in the 80s. And I didn't have the knowledge of knowing that comedy was a real job, you can get satisfaction, because I assumed This is my theory that I thought comedy came from the field of families that grew up into the business, entertainment business, and they just kept going on and on down the road. I didn't realize, and I read about this now, I love the comics. They were poor, they started out with nothing, and now they are today. And I was like, wow, that's kind of like my life, you know. And I was like, I wish I had done something like that prior to that, but I never did, you know. And it takes a lot of guts to do what people do. And I didn't realize this until now. And I have more respect for people now doing comedy, including what I do, than ever before. There's a lot of people that working really hard to become a comedian, and they're working at their hardest, and it's plus they're working another job. Now, do you have a job besides doing comedy?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I work for a health insurance company.
Okay. Okay. Obamacare?
No, I worked for them before, and I liked it a lot better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Should have stayed with them, right?
Yeah.
They're probably going now since Trump came in. I don't know.
Unfortunately.
But no, it's you know, comedy is a great thing to get into if you enjoy doing it. Put your hard work, dedication into it, and you keep doing it. And you live the right, so there's nothing right there. Maybe something you want to write a book someday, you know?
Yeah.
I hope that all these comics that I see doing now will write a book someday. I'm serious. Yeah, absolutely. I think they're now. You know a lot of these comedians. Who do you think has improved a lot over the last couple of years? I know you have. So no, you really have.
I think you have improved, Jerry, quite a bit from when we started, or when I first started seeing you do stuff. I think you've improved quite a bit.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Thank you. Appreciate that.
There's a lot of people, I think, that the better that everybody else gets, we bring each other up because you want to do just as good, if not better, than somebody else. And it's
absolutely.
It's positive reinforcement.
And I notice to see a lot more people coming in, a lot of newcomers coming in, younger ones coming in, I think it's a wonderful thing. I really think it is.
Yeah.
Now, you and Chris have a YouTube together, or a podcast together. What do you guys basically talk about? What do you, I mean, he's a political kind of person. You're kind of like, you know, arts and Satan's life, basically. You like, you know, Satan's brother, you know.
Mostly politics and nerdy stuff, because we're both geeks.
Yep. And you're both funny too. I enjoy listening to you guys. You guys are very funny, and like I said, I've been on your podcast, and it was really great, entertaining, and I see you going places, but I really do. Now, where do you see yourself in the future? Do you see yourself in the future down in New York City, doing comedy, or LA?
Ideally, I have to be here for a little bit, but at least 3 years. But
well, I'm saying like later down the road, like your future, like maybe 5 or 10 years down the road.
I would like to go to Portland, actually.
Okay, why Portland?
Because it's a good comedy scene.
Really?
There's really inventive people out there. Some of the better comics that are coming up today got their start out in Portland.
I didn't know that.
Like Ron Funches and Rory. Oh gosh, what's his last name? Can't remember his last name. But there's a lot of people that came out of Portland, then went to Chicago and then LA. But like, it seems like a really good scene, and I would like to check it out.
Oh, great. Now, do you have any? I see tomorrow night you're going to be hosting the Low Beat tomorrow night.
Yep.
Or Carl Carey's the original host of the show, and the Amazing Blaze After Dark.
Yep.
So you got anything after that coming up besides that?
Not immediately. Just the normal nights. I'll be back here again on Monday, and on Thursday I'll be at Comedy Works.
Beautiful.
Per usual.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to wrap this up. It was great having you on my podcast. Appreciate being on, my friend.
Thanks for
good luck
having
tomorrow
me.
night, and go to your future as a comedian and writer, whatever you do. I think you're a very fascinating person, and I think you're going to do really well in the business.
Thanks, Jerry.
Well, this has been another episode of Jerry What the What Dymond, podcast number 51. You all have a good night. And remember, America, keep laughing, because we need the laughter in America today, especially if you see who our president of the United States is. All right. Peace out, and see you next time. Good night.